Hello, my good human. Welcome back to the channel. Now, today you already know what we're going to talk about. How do you date when you're on your healing journey? How do you date when you're a highly sensitive person? Well, I have three unorthodox yet practical tips for you that you must know. It's essential if you're someone who, coming out of this wild 18-month lockdown we've been in and starting to date again or for the first time, whatever it is, these three practical tips will help you. So go ahead and like this video if you're excited, and let's get into it. Okay, so first, a very clear disclaimer. I am a trauma specialist. I specialize in the nervous system and healing developmental trauma, the effects of that, physical, emotional pain, and how to help people transform that pain into enjoyment and fulfillment. I am not a dating expert or coach of any sort. These three tips come from people asking me these questions all the time and my own personal experience. I'm not a serial dater, I never have been, but I've been on a few dates, and personally, being a highly sensitive person and someone that feels other people's energy and cares about people, these tips have really helped me, and they've also helped a lot of other people. So let's get into it. The first tip is when you're on a date, we can go to coffee shops, restaurants, even if you're out on a walk, you can do this. Sit beside the person, not across from them. Why? Why would we sit next to each other instead of across from each other? It's because sometimes it's scary to be seen, right? When we're dating, when we're getting to know someone, we're being seen by this other human that we don't know, right? And sometimes that direct eye contact and that consistent looking at each other can be quite stimulating for the system, quite activating, meaning what happens when we get activated? We can get nervous, we can start to sweat, our heart rate can go up, these kinds of things. And that's all cool. And if you want to modulate and regulate that and kind of be in the driver's seat about that, have your person, man, woman, he, she, they, them, sit beside you. If you're at a coffee shop, if you're at a restaurant, if you're at the stage where you're like holding hands or that kind of thing, it's also nice to have them right there. But the key is have them sit beside you because it will be less taxing on your system. You also can then look away and orient, meaning taking in your space. Watch my other videos if you don't know what that is. It basically just means feeling your booty on the chair, your feet on the ground, noticing your breath, and taking in the space, just seeing your environment without having to be socially engaged constantly. And that'll give your system an opportunity to regulate, and therefore you can be yourself on the date and just help you feel more at ease with the new experience. You can also do this if you're out on a walk. If you're out on a walk, if you have a FaceTime date, if you have a Zoom date, just adapt this tip to your environment. And that is tip number one. Tip number two, I kind of mentioned it a little bit. The must know for any highly sensitive person is doing a body scan. Now, what is a body scan? A body scan is basically just taking your attention to your body and with your attention scanning down your body. Oh, I have shoulders, I have elbows, hands, rib cage. I'm supported by the chair. This chair is holding me. Or if you're walking, you're out walking, the ground is holding me, supporting me. My breath is here, it's flowing in and out. Don't change your breath or adjust it in any way. Just acknowledge that your breath is with you. This is the body scan. Taking into account that you are in your body, because it's so easy when we get nervous or we're afraid someone's going to judge us to jump out of our body and get stuck in our head. So tip number 2 is body scan. And people always ask me, well, how many times am I supposed to do this during a date or during the day, really? As much as you need to. If you're on like a coffee date for an hour or two, definitely do it every 10 minutes or less, right? Your experience of the date will be different. It most likely will be more slow and more embodied and real, right? And the person you're sitting with may also feel a shift in your presence and their presence if you do your body scans. So that's number 2. Number 3 is kind of a little bit more spicy, and it's a question that you can ask your date casually, no interrogation, and I'll leave it up to you for what is the right timing, whether it be first date, third date, whatever it is. Ask your date what their relationship with their mom is like. I mean, you can go mom or dad. I like to start with a mom, and this can be a caregiver if they didn't grow up with a mom, their grandma who took care of them, right? It's a very straightforward way of understanding how this person that you're on a date with learned how to be in relationship, because our primary caregiver most oftentimes is the mother. So, if they're close with their mother, what does that mean for them? What does closeness mean? Does it mean they call them every day, mom every day, twice a day, 3 times a day? Does mom call, or do they call their mom, right? These little nuances can really give you a lot of information about who this person is that you're sitting with. And of course, this final tip, asking the question of what's your relationship like with your mom or with your parents. It's asking from a non-judgmental way, have those ears nice and open and soft, and just listen, just take in the information, right? And you can even do a body scan as you're listening to their response. So my good human, this video was nice and short and kind of fun. I love doing this stuff. And at the same time, like I mentioned before, I am no dating expert. If this is useful for you, amazing. If it's not, pass on by and continue watching my other videos here on YouTube. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, make sure you subscribe, and I will see you very, very soon. Take good care.